Nomo Radio. Nomo Radio, your one-stop shop for a humorous commentary on our pop and subculture.
Hang on, is this even legal?
Every week, we dive deep down into conversations with interesting people about subjects that are either live in pop culture or thrive in subculture. With your hosts,
VX Madsen
and
Ada Mo.
We'll open the doors of perception and shatter your reality. So get ready, get binned, and get...
There's no turning back now.
Okay, I think...
Just leave it. It's fine.
Fuck it. Welcome to Nomo Radio. I am your host, VX Madsen, and we have...
Ada Mo.
Ada Mo.
I'm back.
She's back. Where have you been?
Oh, I haven't been anywhere particular besides home for a whole week. I've been sick. Disclosure, not corona. I made sure of that. I took the test twice to be completely sure. I had a sinus infection, which felt like my hair was about to explode. And of course, not knowing before it was corona, I didn't want to risk anyone. So you had Richard as a step-in host. But also we posted one of the pre-recorded episodes, which was last episode, episode 4. We do have episode 5 ready, but we wanted to do a bonus episode, which is kind of like a news episode about what's going on. A little update on the world and us.
Okay. Should I tell the audience about it?
Yes.
Okay. So I was in Copenhagen yesterday. And
wasn't it the day before that? Friday?
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday. The whole idea is that I want to try to expand Nomo Radio. Can we do YouTube videos? Can we do funny content? Can we split up this thing right now into multiple sections? Like I'm thinking business-wise, entrepreneurial, you know? What we did yesterday was to try to see if we have some sort of what do you call it? Like a form of video content idea. So we went into Copenhagen. We tried to make a lot of fun of it. Like it was totally deviating from what I feel like we're doing here, where we're actually talking about serious things and getting a spin on things. Where this video we're about to see is totally taking it 180 degrees in another direction. Like if we are hypothetically, we would sprout into doing only comedy or only skits or whatever. So this you're about to see. Ada has seen some of it last night.
I quickly just watched through it.
Yeah.
But we haven't really discussed it.
No.
It was posted before I saw. It got posted publicly before I saw it.
Right.
So I saw it at the same time and I had no. What do you say? I've been really sick, so I haven't been into any of this production of the video or anything.
So this is only me doing this thing, and it might some might find this offensive, and some might think it's funny. I thought it was funny, but we'll talk about that after. Okay. If you haven't seen this yet, you can see it here. We will show it here. Also, there will be a link to the official video online.
So the whole premise was Nomo Radio going into the field,
yes,
and doing some field work.
Yeah, it should feel like we are expanding Nomo Radio into the crowd, like getting into the streets and stuff like that. But what I felt, what I did, well, you'll see in a minute, is taking it to like an extreme level and doing it real, over the top. Could we, could we do this me spinning off into it's because I have all these influences from all kinds of places, and I want to see where I can kind of take this. We're gonna see it now, and you'll be the judge. All right. Okay, we're back. Okay, what do you think?
Oh, there's so much to dive into.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Can't start another episode.
Yeah. Okay.
Who?
Give it to me, rough duck.
I'll give it to you.
Sorry.
Just don't die first, okay?
I'll try. Here we go. Go on. Okay.
I don't know what to talk about first.
Okay. Just
let's take it what other people are talking about, which is the social distancing.
yeah.
I guess like in the beginning video you saw the bar. In Denmark you have to wear a mask to go to bars, and then when you sit down you're allowed to take off the mask. So I guess the more close, I mean, this is all people you met out, right? And of course, like going out on the town of Denmark now, it's not illegal.
No, but it's kind of frowned upon, right? Like it's a little bit like, don't fucking.
I haven't been out in a really long time.
Okay.
Also because I've been sick, but I go to a small school.
Okay.
With a small amount of people, very close up. That's when it happens when you study acting. You have to get really close with people, physically and emotionally. And of course, I try not to do anything, even though I'm a very social being. I try not to cause any more sort of risk than what's needed. And I guess you could definitely argue that this video is not one of those.
Right, I'm actually taking a huge risk here, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's
but also
evident.
the things we filmed for 4 or 5 hours or something, and there we met a lot of people, and also a lot of people who touched the mic, touched all over, So I totally, get. Maybe I should get tested as soon as possible just to see, is everything okay?
Everyone should get tested.
Everyone, like if you were in that, just get tested, and if you weren't, get tested anyway. I kind of feel like I sent this out to a lot of people, and usually someone will send back like, oh, thumbs up, or that was cool, that was funny, that was, and it has been like really like people won't, touch it. And I think it's because of this. Like it's such a touchy-feely subject right now, and I'm gonna be honest. Like I didn't think of it in the situation.
I remember when I watched the video the first time and you hugged the guy, I just screamed like Corona.
Yeah. And
you can't do that.
Luckily he didn't kiss me on the mouth. Had he done that?
Like you can still get Corona just by being that close on people that you were with so many people in that video.
Okay.
So of course doing field work is challenging during a pandemic. It's not impossible.
How do we protect against this? Like if we were to go out again, how would we keep like how would we protect like the gear and cameras and what I
mean, masks is always a good.
Could we put a mask on this, you think?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You'd like something you could dispose between every person you interview.
Okay.
And
like a condom.
Yeah, like a microphone condom.
Okay.
Except for sexual diseases, it's just Corona, man.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. But hang on. Was this funny? Like, do you think this had merit in some way? Could this be something down the line?
Like, I know you recorded for a long time and talked with a lot of people, so I do feel like you cut a lot of people out.
I cut the best. This was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, you can always cut more. That's the sort of the entertainment we are in. If you look back at like TikTok, how short those videos are, and like how much content you can get, storytelling. Basically.
This was for YouTube, however.
Yes.
But I get like we're kind of getting a smaller attention span, and should we create content for that?
I really enjoyed the people in the video. Like, you had wide set of people.
Yeah.
I love the guy with the vest from his late grandmother. Rest in peace.
Rip, man.
I think it's also that thing with Copenhagen. We do have kind of like very interesting different people compared to a lot of the other Scandinavian countries and capitals. So it's a good ground to collect content.
Right.
Just it's hard right now because of the pandemic.
So next time we're gonna do this, we're gonna really take our, our.
Also, you're so fucking awkward.
Am I?
Yes.
Was that just the suit or just like in general?
I think it's just no. The suit was awesome. Perfect.
Okay.
I think it's that you. I mean, like, of course you want to do that because you can always cut the length of it.
Okay.
But your reaction is quite long to the point where it just goes from funny to cringy. Okay,
give me an example.
Well, I guess like when you first find the girls, this is just my opinion, you fall down and you make it to a joke. Like you
fall down.
You slip. So
where?
You fall
Hang
down.
on. Where?
In the end of the video with the girls, with the girl group.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you do that several times, and then it's like the third time is not as funny as the second or first.
Okay,
know?
I was really not. It was not planned. Like I couldn't hold my balance.
Of course. Like the first time was of course not like that was the joke that you were just like falling and making a funny sound, and I loved that.
Okay. But then I keep going.
Yeah, you keep going, and of course you can do that. Because you can always cut it, but then you didn't cut it.
Okay. Okay, but that's my own little jam I'm working in there. Like, I have done that for as long as I've been making content online, where I will get to the punchline, I will get over the punchline, and now it keeps filming way past the punchline, and people don't know like. It's such a funny thing where if you okay, this is like comedian in me saying like if people think it's going to be a short video but you make it a long video, that should have been short, and you get to all the you get the whole through the whole flow, but then you keep doing it like it's like kind of cringe torture.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Some people find that so funny and so like entertaining. I find it painful.
Okay.
And like, mate, you scream a lot.
Yeah,
like
I do.
That's there's a lot of people who scream a lot. There's
I'm just
a bunch
a screamer.
of YouTubers. Yeah. I guess you're just the ranks of them. But I mean, of course, like. It's hard for me to sit here and criticize something I have no influence in.
I want to say this. I sent her a text message saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go out and do some field work," and she's like, "Okay," never telling her in depth of what we wanted to do, because maybe she would have said, "No, fuck no, okay, fuck no."
Yeah, because that's the thing about our dynamic is literally you being like, "I want to do this crazy funny thing. It's gonna be so funny and so crazy," and I'm like. Let's take that down and analyze it.
She is the voice of reason. That's why this works so well.
So when you take out the voice of reason being sick, when the voice of reason is literally sick and at home,
then the things get wild. And
so
people
I guess,
take to the streets. Yeah.
What we really have to say about this is that I don't really have any influence creating this, and
you can't indulge this.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure I can indulge this. This is like, think of it as a testing ground. Like right now, we are testing every fucking thing we can. We are doing that in order to have bigger views, bigger impact. We want to see what works, what doesn't work. We want to refine this thing so it becomes like so clear that we have something substantial here, just a good template for this. We're kind of doing our own media education, right? But we're also getting like a great feedback from people. Like there's a guy that wrote to me on LinkedIn that says like, hey, maybe you should think about all these things with Corona and stuff like that. And I was like, fuck, I had no idea, like, because I can just mic up here and then have like all my sound, but then direct like people's sound like that. Of course I know this, but I didn't think of it like in the moment, right?
And like 24. What's this? Hindsight is 24.
Hindsight, yeah.
7. Like it's easy to look back.
Totally.
And it'd be like, you should have done this. You should have done this. And of course you should have.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deny that.
But I will also say, when you're in the field like this, your adrenaline is pumping through the roof.
And bro, you were drunk.
Yeah,
like that's not sober you 24/7.
No. Like my heart was beating so fast. Like I was so nervous. I was so excited. Because I was also kind of out of my comfort zone, I don't just, I know I'm not for everyone, and there was definitely people out there who was like repelled about me just coming up to people, and of course we're not going to feature them. That would be like totally weird. What I did was just like drink 2 beers, and then I kind of relaxed a little, and then I could like
and then you chugged the drink.
Then thing escalated, and then I started, okay, this could be a fun thing where I'm just like getting more and more pissed as the hours goes on, and I was drunk when I got home, but so that's it.
I want to give you the credit of going where, because let's be for real, the people getting attention in our social media, if you look at these influencers, is not necessarily the ones who sit down, create long analyzed videos, which is very like refined and factual and right. It's the screaming YouTubers who make this fucking crazy content that, and I guess that's your trying doing that,
right?
Which probably is going to work, but of course, some of the reason that these videos get so much attention is because of the controversy.
Yeah,
of it.
shock value, all that shit.
And that in a negative way as well.
Right.
So please, people, like, do reach out. Like, if you have like any opinion on that, do share it.
We really want to hear everything you guys have to say. Like everything. It could be on the set. It could be how we like everything. If we don't know what you guys are feeling, or like if you don't give us feedback, we have nothing to improve upon. So please give us, like, send us messages, give us comments, likes, dislikes, whatever you feel will help us provide better content. We'll greatly appreciate.
And don't worry, guys, I'll make sure that he doesn't break social distancing again.
Yes, sorry for that.
The bitch is back.
Sorry for that. The bitch is. You're not a bitch. You're great. I want to say I'm sorry if anyone was offended or got maybe uncomfortable with this, and it won't happen again. I won't say
it will probably happen at some point again, but then again, we are human and we do make mistakes.
We are human and
we're
we
gonna
make
our best and make sure try not to make it gonna happen again.
Okay, that was 30 minutes of this thing. If you want to see it, it's on our channel. Now I want to get to something, because while you were sick, you actually did some work. That came out wrong. Hang on, that came out wrong. That sounded like you're never working, and that's not what I meant. I'm saying you were able to do work in bed. That's even fucking worse now. Okay, hang on. Okay, this is getting weirder and weirder. Okay.
Yes. Okay. I did work from bed.
Tell us.
Not in bed, but from bed.
From bed. Okay, this is like... Okay.
Victor sent me some really interesting topics to get one into.
Yeah.
One of them was something I already heard about, which is the rebranding of specifically American companies, but also this is a global thing right now, following the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
Would you like to do an introduction on this?
Yes, I don't know so much about it. I just read headlines and then I send it off to her.
And I do the actual work.
The first one I heard was it Mama Jean? What's it called? Is it Mama Jean, the syrup? or Jean. I don't know.
Are you thinking of the pancakes?
Yeah, I sent you two things. One is Uncle Ben's
Aunt
rice.
Jemima pancakes and Uncle Ben's rice.
Yeah. Okay. What's Uncle Gemma?
Aunt Jemima's
Aunt Jemima's
pancakes
and syrup.
Uncle Ben's rice.
And Uncle Ben. So, I don't know much about it. I just know that they're changing their logos because of backlash from the Black Lives Matter movement. And now you take it. Putting it all on you. Here we go.
Well, so you wrote me a sort of recap of what you have gathered of information.
Yeah.
And you introduced to me to the point that you wrote it could be problematic that...
okay, hang on. We don't even know what, like, get into the story. Get into, like, what, before we take our opinions on what happened. Okay.
Right.
Here we go.
Uncle Ben's Rice has announced that they're going to change their name from Uncle Ben's Rice to Ben's Originals. And similarly, will Aunt Jemima's Pancakes also change their name? I'm not quite sure at the moment what they're going to change into. And many other brands and actual sports teams have also changed their racial stereotypic.
Right. We're talking
brands.
about like Redskins, right?
Yeah,
The sports team?
Redskins.
Yeah, and like so it's because like what's Uncle Ben, Big Ben, or what do you call it now? They had an African American man on as a mascot of the logo.
Yeah.
And Aunt Jemima had also an African woman as a mascot. Okay, so they want to change that out for something better. Maybe a white man? I don't even know if that's a good idea, but or maybe just like I want to say like the font is just iconic. Like if they just said Ben's Original, I'm like, oh, okay, that like the same font, same. Okay.
It's kind of. I just noticed that you said so they want to change something for better, and then you said a white man.
Oh no! Fuck! I don't mean white man.
I know you
like,
don't mean that.
Fuck.
Just to disclose that to the viewers.
No. Okay, this is where I'm coming to. So I have a problem with this, but not for the reasons you would think. I have a problem with the black community having a problem with black representations in brands. I think there should be much more people represented in brands, like a really diverse kind of, spectrum of people should be represented on brand packaging. And my stance on this is that if a movement like Black Lives Matter are trying to erase all these things, then they're actually changing history, which is kind of... okay, fuck the history part, but they're changing their representation as a group, or maybe not a minority. Fuck, this is where I'm trying to tread lightly.
Wait, are you telling me that you haven't gotten into any of this?
No.
Okay.
So you have to like, please indulge me, like, teach me.
Yeah, so your point is that black representation is going to go down if they sort of attack any kind of black figure on any kind of branding packaging. They're not.
Okay,
The Black Lives Matter movement is criticizing the fact that they use these racial stereotypes. And if you look back at these brands, they were created... I think Ben's Rice was created in the 40s, where patriotism was really a strong thing to sort of advertise with, looking at the Second World War. That's why they also chose Ben as the name, Big Ben, Ben's brother, yeah. And they have sort of changed the narrative of this figure on their books, but he is in servant's clothes, in butler's clothes.
Okay, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, hang on. I'm changing my mind. That's something else. That means that they're actually oh wow. That means that they had a stereotype on the box back then from the 40s that they kept reproducing until today, and then they just went with it, and then people are like, or what?
It gets worse, Victor.
Fuck, here we go.
So, a lot of what people opposed to abolishing the slavery went through as a sort of narrative was that black people is happy to serve, and they're happy that's like their natural habitat of being the second-class citizen. And that what's trying to do is make this stereotype called the mammy character.
Okay.
Which you can directly link to Aunt Jemima.
Okay.
And it's this sort of plump African American woman in servant's clothing, sort of being an happy servant to the master, and being happy in the position they are. Okay. This is, of course, a really bad stereotyping of someone, and actually calling their oppression a joyful part of their life, right. And also, these companies don't have black people in the top saying like, oh yeah, this is something we want on the packaging. These are all white people created like way back when, like this is even before the civil rights movement. Like black people was not, it's so hard for us to realize like the oppression and the hardship these people had to endure. Right. And it's funny, like us two sitting here, two white people from a Western European country, talking about this. Of course, we can only try to fathom the feeling of looking at a packaging and sort of seeing everywhere you go that your race is depicted in a very specific light, and definitely not like a positive protagonist, one that we often see white people being represented in. Right. And your sort of argument of saying like black representation is going to go away if we remove these brands or figuratives.
But I take that back. That's not valid anymore. The more information I get on this, the more enlightened I become. So I think it's great they're doing this. Now they just need to create like a fuck ton of brands made by African American people.
But I bet there are people like who has heard about this and being like, oh no, that ruins my nostalgia, and why can't they just let things be as they are? They're like, what's the problem? One of my biggest issues with this is the whole aunt and uncle. Do you know why it's called Uncle Ben's Rice and Aunt Jemima?
Please tell me.
The whole thing, we don't necessarily have it so frequently in the modern society here in Denmark or in Scandinavian countries. But, in English-speaking countries, they have the huge emphasis on the Mr., Miss, and Mrs.
That's why also they call school teachers like Miss something.
Yes.
What is that?
Because Miss is like, you can't be working and married. That's why like every teacher is represented as Miss. Okay. And also like the whole thing about women being segregated or being married potential, not through Mrs. and Miss, is kind just horrendous and should be abolished. Luckily, the land where I live, people don't care about that. But that's still relevant for most English countries and many other countries. Okay. Yeah, back to the aunt and uncle. The reason why that's so problematic is that people would call black people for aunt and uncle because they weren't dignified enough to be called Mr. or Mrs. or Miss.
What?
Yes. So that's dehumanization at its core,
Fuck.
So yeah,
it's heavy,
and that's literally the name of these brands. Yeah. Of course, like I'm surprised they haven't changed this earlier. Like, why is this change happening now? Like, it's good finally changing, but like a little bit late, mate. Yeah.
So this is my opinion on this. Fucking change those brands. Change those brands, and then.
But what about the black representation?
Fuck that. Okay.
But what we actually can do, because it's a legitimate thing that we should have more black representation in our
we
everyday
need more black entrepreneurs.
household items as well. Yeah. But not necessarily connected to negative stereotype.
I want to say this, like regardless of gender, age, or ethnicity, just start building stuff. Like maybe do your own, rice brand, and then call it, fucking badass rice, and then ask Walmart to put the badass rice there, Then you start, and then, you can just have like really cool products. Like I just heard. Okay, this is a great product. I listened to this podcast called My First Million, and they featured a guy who created a new water called Liquid Death. Isn't that cool? It's a water, but it like I kind of want to show you here. It's so cool.
Well, the listeners won't be able to.
No,
see
okay. I'm going to put a picture on the screen here just so you have an idea of what kind of advertising they're doing. Okay. Okay, we'll go. Okay. I'm going to put this on the screen here. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. Can you see this? You can see this, right? You can see it?
Awesome.
Yeah. So, murder your thirst. Murder your thirst.
But you just said that thing about like just start making things.
Yeah, fucking start create things, man.
But
Become an entrepreneur.
That's
do some
hard.
Fuck yeah. It's hard, but it's fucking awesome.
No, but it's specifically harder for the minorities. Like they are entering a field where white people had these companies, and like capitalism is so powerful for corporation. Like they have so much power. These corporations have used millions of dollars in lobbying to their advantage, and going against as competitor to these brands is so hard.
What are you talking about? Like if you're an entrepreneur and you have a product idea, you just see if you can sell it. You know?
But then you have racial bias and all of that.
In the entrepreneurial world,
bro,
fucking you have
you looked into that shit?
No, I haven't. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But if people know about this, please add comments to it.
Actually, yeah, I would love to hear.
Yeah.
Does anyone have stories from entrepreneur world and how it is as a minority into that market?
Please send us a mail or send us a comment, and we will feature you on the show. We will link you up on a cell phone or something.
And I'm talking about subconscious bias when I say that, because
get into that.
Subconscious bias is when you have basically, let's say it's a job. You have two candidates.
Okay.
And they are equally, what do you say? Like they are
both, represented or qualified for the role.
Qualified, yes, that's the word I was looking for. Equally qualified.
Yeah.
But one is a man. Let's just for the other, a white man, let's say against a black woman.
Okay.
Subconscious bias is something that's so integrated within us that you as a work giver would automatically think that the white man is going to do a better job or going to be more fit for the job. And people will say like, no, I don't care about that. And like, I'm not like that. I'm not racist. But this is so like ingrained into our society as we living in that society that we can't even like sort of detect it. And that's what like I guess this movement coming up in the later years is all about, is detecting when you actually are doing it, because that shit is hard. Like it's hard to detect your own failures,
right?
Not being biased. And you also have done studies, for example, like blind tests. Blind test.
Blind test. Okay.
There was this music academy, and there's music academies. There's let's just say there's a lot of young white male musicians in this academy, and they looked into why is this, and they did music auditions for permission into the school.
Okay.
And they did both with like physical auditions like they would do regularly, where they come in, you can see them, they play for you. And then they started doing the blind tests where you can't see the person. You can't detect if that's the person, what gender they have or what kind of race they have.
Okay.
And they saw significantly difference in the results. I can probably find the study and link it in the description.
Okay.
And they did the same with job application, like open job application, is that if you have like a what do you say, generally white sounding name compared to, and also like on gender with like a woman's name and a man's name, like how much response and what kind of response you got.
Shit.
Yeah, and like this is not racist people doing this.
No.
It's all of us. Like it's so integrate. Like it's within us, and it's hard to detect it. It's subconscious.
Right.
So and it's also with black people. Like there was this amazing YouTube clip, I think, about children choosing a doll.
Okay. Oh yeah,
I see. Yeah, but you can switch. Like you can choose between a black doll and a white doll, and like even the black girls chose like the white dolls because that's better.
Right.
But that just shows like how they also devalue themselves, and that's like
okay.
terrifying.
I want to get into something. Do you think that's why Jesus have been betrayed as white?
Yeah, because that boy is colored.
Right.
Like Jesus is
he would
born
have been like
in Bethlehem.
Yeah,
he would be like the only white guys for 400 miles.
For
that's the miracle.
50,000 miles. Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. What? So this might be like a really old thing, right? Like whitewashing or like just
whitewashing.
really
That's
really old
whitewashing
thing. Like
I remember when Prince of Persia came out, and
the game or the movie or
the movie.
Oh, with Jack Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, and I was just
God.
like watching that guy, and like he looks just like so out of place. Like I was just watching it, and I was quite young when this movie came out. Like,
right.
And just being like, yeah, something is off here.
Yeah. Fuck. It's weird. I want to say it's weird. Yeah. But I don't even, I don't know how I would be able to change it. Like I don't even. I guess it's okay.
It takes time
if it's
and
so
energy.
long time ago, then it's like, as you say, it might be so ingrained in our culture. Like, but okay, I want to say if we take it just to the entertainment industry. Okay. If we take it just to talk about the entertainment industry, that would mean that we would have to write scripts that could be played by all kinds of genders, right? Or not genders, ethnicities. Okay, what am I saying here? All kinds of
not necessarily
ethnicities.
just not cast white males for every protagonist role.
Okay,
it's a start.
I think. Did you see Tenet?
And I know, like, right, that shit hasn't come out on streaming services yet.
No, but it's in theaters.
Yeah, but I've been sick.
All right.
I'm not gonna.
I saw it and it was great. I loved it.
Isn't Robert Pattinson in that?
Yeah, but he's not the main.
Ah, who's the main?
The guy I can't remember, and that's the problem.
Exactly, but do you see? Like,
yeah,
not that.
I fucking see it. Okay,
yeah,
I fucking see it. He was in that KK clan movie.
Oh, the Black KK
Spike Jones. Yes.
I love that
He's
movie.
a new actor. Okay, I want to defend myself. He's a new actor.
To defend yourself, I can't remember his name either.
He was fucking good though. He was fucking good.
It was amazing. Like the Black KK. The Black K Klansman.
Just digging our holes, like how the fuck are we gonna get out of
movies.
this?
Like it's so well done.
Fuck. Yeah.
God, I'm coughing so much. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay. I want to tread lightly over this, like, and then go to our next subject.
Yes. Which is the Paris Hilton documentary.
The Paris Hilton documentary. I want to hear what you think, but because I loved it. But what do you think?
Okay. I watch a lot of documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the thing like. It's
your main thing?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Cool.
Can we start this segment over again? Because I'm like coughing so much.
Okay, cough it out. Water, coughing, great.
Our next subject. I can't do anything right today.
Okay. It's okay. You're just getting back. We're just getting used to the whole thing here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but you saw a documentary, right? Called
The Paris. This is Paris, the documentary.
Yeah.
It's a movie, actually. It's almost 2 hours long.
But it's worth it.
No. Well, yes, it's worth it. It's a good documentary, but
Paris, if you're seeing this, I'm a fucking fan. I love you.
Okay.
Call me anytime.
I feel like it could be shortened a lot. Like that's just my response to everything this time. So it's just like, I'll just cut it. Just like.
But that's a problem. That means if we were to do as you say, then we would create content based on like we will dumb ourselves down. Like why can't we hold our attention, right? Why should content Okay.
Okay, but hear me out why I want to like I feel like the last half was really, really good. Okay. That's kind of what made it redeem itself.
Okay.
Because that's when they go into real shit, right? But the beginning of the documentary, it's just like her being just like her glamorous self. And I guess like they did that to sort of contrast of her opening up later on in the documentary. I can see that. Can I tell
people what it's about?
Yeah.
Okay. So we all know Paris Hilton. We all know she made her fame by being famous, kind of, and a model, and being in popular in Los Angeles. But the film actually goes into like what happened like behind closed doors, like what she has some drama,
she has some issues.
Right.
And we all do, of course, but damn.
Yeah. And you kind of feel for her. You kind of feel where this shield is coming from, right? You feel right. You see how she's kind of protecting herself from these things, as and it's kind of beautiful because it's a way to actually make sense of her suffering, or what do you want to call it? Like it's when I think if you experience these things as she did, I think you would have to build some sort of character or a persona that can withstand whatever is thrown at it, right?
Yeah, because it was so clearly that she made this character in order as a shield to protect like her actual self.
Right.
As her family described her, she was like a tomboy. She was very like not that like interested in like it was very like internalized to her the attention on beauty from her family around her. It wasn't necessarily something that she was genuinely interested in from the start.
Right.
And I can say this, like, of course she opens a lot about like hard issues in the documentary, but I just wish I could see her a bit more raw.
I would love to see like. Okay, so there's a scene where we see her with her boyfriend, and you can just feel she's not herself. You can feel she is.
Are you talking about the Tomorrowland?
This dude, yeah.
The DJ gig.
Yeah. And I was so like, damn, fuck, this is the only place. Like, she must be fucking exhausted 24/7, like just from not being able to just relax and close doors and not do anything, right? So and when she's not even herself with her partner, that must be fucking hard. But you could also feel he was kind of a douche, like, did you see, like, when she was going on stage and he started doing a fight with her?
Oh, yeah, like, her
fucking
boyfriend
asshole,
is, like,
you don't fucking do that.
Don't, like, okay, so so she has daddy issues. That's very clear.
Right.
So it's of course, like, she will choose these sort of types of guys. She even, like, says, like, someone too boring to someone too simple and like acceptance, and like sister talks about like you have to find someone on the same level. You can still do that and have a boring person.
Yeah,
because I have a lot of friends who has a lot of like these like let's say opinions about boys being too boring, or like, but then again they go for these boys who just create so much trouble for them. It's not even fucking worth it in my opinion. That's why I didn't go for that shit. And of course it's easy for me to say, but like love hits you when it hits you. But then again, she works so hard because she wants to earn money. And that's when you are so fixated on earning that kind of riches. It's not that she's not wealthy already. She is. It's that she just wants to reach that, like...
She want to reach that billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has actually later come out and said that she has diminished that goal and was like, that's no longer my life goal, and I'm going to take off to work. And that's so good for her. And I definitely think it's because people watch the documentary where it's like, bitch, you gotta chill.
Fucking what? I thought it was amazing. Fucking go for it, Hilton, man. Do it. Go for that million. Go or billion. Go for that. Go for 10 billion.
What price?
Fucking, she's loving it. Like she's. This is it. You know, you can't have a person who has created this amount of empire, and then say chill. You know, just chill.
Why not?
This is ingrained in her fucking bloodline. You know,
but if it's literally hurting her, which it is, it's hurting her.
She just needs restructuring. The work is not hurting her. The work is keeping her sane.
She should work. She just shouldn't work at the pace that the way she's doing everything.
I disagree.
Now.
I think you should go harder. Okay, that's hard to say. Okay, but she is. What I got from this documentary was a fucking brilliant woman. You don't fucking understand. Like on a level that's like she is aware of every aspect of her image, and she can manipulate the media. She can manipulate everyone with her. Like I thought it was genius, and I am a huge fan of her, and just became more like, fuck, this is next level cool, because she laid a foundation for what an influencer is, or what a personality could be in Hollywood. Like as she said in the movie, like she was the first one who had like really big paparazzis following her.
How about we split it up in this? You say what you liked about it and didn't like, and then I'll go.
Okay.
So what did you really like?
I liked that, not that I didn't know it before, but maybe because seeing it again, I kind of get a, throwback to what it was like. I remember looking through magazines and like, she looks great in this fucking outfit, like those when I was a child, I got these teen magazines that girls used to just look through what girls, I don't know how girls thought of things, so I just looked through it and I thought it was funny. Or not funny, but like gave me an insight into what women thinks and stuff like that. Okay. But there was a lot of Paris Hilton there, and then she had perfumes, and she had like these juicy couture pants. You know what I mean? Like those things, sweatpants. And I just, she was such a part of this whole culture, like so popular, but I had such a hard time figuring out like how she was. Like, was she in movies? Like, was she a singer? Like, I couldn't figure it out. That back then, social media wasn't really a thing. So she had to build this social, right? Fuck, man, what an empire! What a amazing achievement.
Do you have anything you didn't like?
I had a problem with I have a lot of empathy for her, because I think a woman like that should be able to have a nice rest, to be able to be fully themselves when door closes and she's in her house. We don't know if she's not, because there's cameras on her like filming the documentary. But if it is like a problem for her not to be herself and just relax and not do any, like when I get into my house here, I'm like, I'm no one. I'm boring as fuck. I sit on the couch. I work on the computer. I make my meals. I make my coffee. Like, I am not this screaming guy on the street all the time, right? So nothing negative. It was.
You have nothing negative to say.
I don't know. I can't really think of anything. I'm a huge fan. Like, I'm a fan of anyone who can build something from nothing. Like it's grit. It's hard work. It's yeah. No, I'm a fan.
You are.
So here we go. And
But
now,
that's also like the different premises for us to opinion on her is you grew up with her.
yeah.
I necessarily didn't.
Mm.
I have never been a Paris Hilton fan. I never really paid any more attention to her than like necessarily was presented towards me as a teenage girl. And also you are a bit older than me, so I guess I'm like that generation where it just started right after her like biggest point.
Yeah.
I really like the fact that she can sort of, for the first, she takes on a real like really important issue with all these like teenage prison camps.
Yeah.
Like, thank you so much for taking that fight up.
Right.
You're doing important work. Keep on doing that.
Yeah.
I just wish it was more focused on that in the documentary as a whole. The whole start of the documentary. Should I just say like?
Yeah.
What
Say
I like
what it's about. Say what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't divide this up because I have to reflect so much back and forth. So I will just start with the beginning.
Okay.
The whole documentary starts with her just being like, I'm Paris Hilton, I'm so popular, so famous. She's just like recapping her whole like life of being so famous. And it feels like it's very clear how narcissistic she is. And she comes from a narcissistic world. Like you can tell by her family is that this is something deeply ingrained for her. And I want to say this about her building her empire. She was already from extremely wealthy and important family to the fact that, like, I'm not saying...
So you didn't see, like... Okay.
I know that her family has, like, disowned, or her grandfather's disowned her, so she's not going to inherit anything.
Okay, that's what I wanted
I know
to
that.
Yeah.
But then again, there's, like... you can't sort of... say that she just created it all out of nothing. That's kind of like saying the Kardashian empire came out of nothing. Of course,
didn't it?
No, like these are very like wealthy families. Like it matters where you come from when it comes to like entrepreneurship and stuff like that.
Really?
Of course, there are entrepreneurs that who came from nothing, which is truly impressive to me. I would say. Because they definitely don't have like so much about it is networking, as you know, and family is like some of the easiest access to network.
But get back to
the point.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I would really take her side on is like how fucking awful the media treated her. Like the sex tape thing. Holy fuck!
That's gotta be fucking hard to deal with.
I would say that has more with our like misogynistic society as a whole, rather than her as like she could have been any kind of woman who's been posted with this sex tape, right? And you would basically face the same treatment, which is that you're a slut and like, I just saying like, oh, it's just two people making love. It's like,
fuck that,
bruh. The sort of blindness is astonishing.
But also, like, that persona will attract those kinds of people, right? Wouldn't you say? Like if you are if your whole image is this, like, then your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So those kind of people would be...
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Right?
Nice wording. But yeah, I do agree. And I will say this.
Okay.
She had this, like, image of being the bimbo, right? And if that's how you choose to represent yourself, people is going to pick that up and sort of
run with it.
You that way, sort of. Of course... As a woman, it's really hard to push out of that narrative and be taken seriously. Like, of course, if you're a bimbo, you can't be smart and so many other things.
That's not true. Like, some of the smartest people know exactly what they do with their sexuality.
Yeah. Word. And you can be like super sexual at the same time super serious and about all the things that like matters in like business world and all of that. And I feel like she also broke those barriers down.
Totally.
Which I'll have to give her credit for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's done a lot of shit too.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I really enjoyed my point in the documentary where the interview asks, again, this is in the end, the good part, where they ask you, like, do you feel responsible for creating this, like, hell of social media, what it is now, with the pressure and everything. And she just said like, explain like, yes. And I was just like, thank you. Like, thank you for acknowledging the fact. And like, that's not only on her. That is so much of just our society as a whole, and just like the existent prehistoric patriarchy and like everything it builds upon and still is.
Right.
It just completes this social media presence.
Do you hear that? It's a button I have that I made myself with my own sound on it. It's in one of the boxes, and it's pressed up against something, so it just plays randomly. That was a little scary. Were you scared there? Were you scared?
I was. I thought it was someone else at one point. So I was like, "Oh shit, someone's coming."
Someone's coming in. It's because I made a little toy button. It's because I was making like a product for a little thing. It's like one of these boxes where you press like a button and then a finger comes up and presses it down. But then I wanted to make my own where you press the button and it sounds like a little man going up some stairs. And then a finger comes out and then he says like, "Hey, leave me alone, turn off the light." And then he walks down the stairs again and closes the door inside the button.
You're such a mad crazy.
I am. But that's in the closet. That's for some other time. But I was just looking at you like, oh my god, what did she think? Like, is there someone coming? Like, oh my god. Okay. Joke aside. Fuck. Sorry. Back. We're back.
I can't even remember what I'm talking about.
We talked about Paris Hilton and the ending.
Yes. And I don't know. Do you want to add anything on this?
Not. I don't know. Like, I don't hear what the media has to say about this. I have never wanted to drive my opinion from any form of media because I need to make my own opinions about stuff. You see, like, just with this thing today, like, the more I know, like, that also means I change my mind all the time. So if there's new information coming out about Paris Hilton, I might change it at some time.
I just want to say this. It was very one-sided. Of course, this is Paris from Paris' perspective. And I felt it was maybe too much of that. Like, of course, you talk about with, like, the family and stuff. But then again, like, I want to say that in 2017, after the Trump sexual allegations came out, she said about those women very clearly on an interview that they were doing that shit for fame and money.
Okay.
And like, that's 3 years ago. Bitch, you're better than that. Yeah, like, you are. Like, you can't, the hardship you went through with the media, like, how can you do that to those women? Like, diminishing their sort of coming out story of these horrible experiences they've had. Like,
what was
you
that?
had.
Like,
so, you know, Trump has had a lot of sexual allegations.
Okay, but did you say that in the documentary?
No, but I wish she had, and I wish she had been like,
okay,
yeah, I said this. It was really fucking bad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I really wish that she sort of dig out this, and she has like lots of these instances for it. She's been in the public image for a long time.
I want to say that she is so smart. She knows exactly what buttons to push. She knows what the more the press talk about her, the more relevant she becomes. And if she takes a stand that is maybe controversial, those people are going to write about it, pumping her,
Yeah, but
and I see that in myself. No, I see that in myself.
Integrity.
No. This has nothing to do with integrity. This has something to do with.
You can't say everything has something to do with integrity.
Okay, sure.
When it comes
we can
to
go
opinion.
down that road. But when you're a content creator, you because of the algorithms is favoring some content over others, you have to create content that are more like you have to topping yourself, right?
Yeah.
So what has happened now with me on my TikTok is that I made a like I tried a prank where I go into a bus and I say, "Hey, can I shit in the bus?" You know, and then I film his reaction, the bus drivers, and I just keep like, "Hey, can I shit in here? Like, I want to poo," you know, and just caught his reaction. And for me, that was uncomfortable making that because I'm putting some random poor dude on a bus
He's trying to just get through his work day.
Yeah. He's just like, and if you're a bus driver and seeing this, I'm fucking sorry for that day, but it was funny though. Okay. But where is the line going, right? Because we see stuff like Jake Paul, who just go out into a suicide forest and films like corpses hanging from the trees. And
he didn't lose anything for that.
No,
except for some brand deals.
He lost a little. No. He lost
brand
a lot.
deals.
Yeah. But he just, he fucked up his brain.
Came back much stronger.
No.
Yes.
No, not that I've seen.
He lost his brand deals?
No, he lost what he had built up, and now he's trying to regain his like.
It's just as bad though. I watched his videos now, and I'm like, oh, you haven't learned shit, mate. Like, get off. And the way I remember his like comeback interview with, I can't remember. It was the glasses guy, and he said like.
Actually, this is so funny. I have to stop it.
Yes. What's the time? 1 hour and 30 minutes? Oh my god, these episodes are getting so long. We have to cut so much.
Sometimes you wonder if there's ghosts here, you know, just like. Okay. Okay. No, fuck. 1 hour and 11 minutes. We have 20 more to just fart.
Oh yeah. Speaking of like those like things you about the fart and like the video with you in the field, the part where you like just like say we're just like you make fart sounds for so long. Like that's the thing though. I can see how that's funny. I just guess that's just not my taste.
No, okay.
When it comes that far, but like you don't have to base that off that. Like if a user like that's fucking funny and like I guess like more content, the better.
Yeah, I kind of think so. Like. I don't even know about this. I actually submitted it for funnyordie.com. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if they'll run with it. I don't know if they think it's funny, but I thought it was funny. I was laughing. Like my favorite scene is totally the bar scene. Like I have laughed, and the guy on camera, he also thought it was fucking funny. Yeah. Shout out to Aiden, my man. That whole thing was like, I think that was an hour of filming. We had like great conversations about all kinds of, we talked about the drinks. We were having fun. We were drinking and just, shooting balls at each other. But that little gold nugget of content was just. It was sent down from the comedy gods and just they gave it to me like
speaking of just
okay, here we go.
That video is like also that part where you're drinking and burping so much, like the length of that is but you could also say like it's enduringly painful just watching it chug all of that. I'm just like
right. So let me just try to dissect this comedy wise. So we are introduced to a guy who knows a lot about these drinks. He is telling me that this drink is like it's not a good drink, or it's a drink that you get these drinks at Cabo and stuff like that. This is like all kinds of alcohol in one drink, and you just pour it and get drunk. He's explaining all this, and I'm building up attention, and I'm like, okay, let's fucking do it, I I then drink the drink, but then, you know, the Jim Carrey came up in me and like, you know, doing all the faces like, and and so like the suspension is at its highest when I just drink that last sip. And then I asked him how it was, and he was like, I didn't taste the drink. And then cut it like, just the cut is so, you know.
I do like the cuts.
Right?
They're good cuts.
It was so like, but that's another thing. You can amplify the joke or the punchline just with a cut. Mm-hmm. And that, you know, that just that little. I guess my point is
that some of the cuts should just have been.
Yeah.
earlier.
I'm playing with different tones here, so and that's also what's funny. What do I want to say? Like, I kind of, you know. And it was so different people, like it was different situations. So I had to cut, like, kind of how I made it make sense, you know. But I fucking loved every minute of it. Like, it was fun being out there. It was fun cutting the thing. It was like, you know, yeah. This is why I love filmmaking. Like, I bleed for this. I love fucking filmmaking. And when we were out there, you can just feel the magic. You can feel how your energy is impacting someone else's energy. You can see like, oh, they're riffing with me, you know, or if they don't riff with me, you know, then we keep pursuing, right? That's
entertaining in and of itself,
right? Like it's like your vibe attracts your tribe. It's when you go out and do this, you're kind of a heightened state of awake, or you know, you are on your toes. You have to perform when the camera's rolling, right? So you are really like, here we go, hey, what about ham? You know, and yeah, it was so fun. Like, I want to do it again. Maybe not for the Nomo Radio brand, but maybe a VX Madsen thing, just doing, you know, or we could take parts of this and integrate it in other ways. But it's really interesting how this kind of format works, like what we did out there. Also, next time we're gonna figure out more, you know, COVID thing to protect.
That's good.
But
I guess I don't want to be too long for you to edit, so we can get it out as soon as possible.
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you for watching today, guys. It was a pleasure.
Feels good to be back.
It was lovely having you back, and you will be back next Thursday with a new episode of Nomo Radio. Do you want to cue us out with a good quote or something?
Yeah, just like whenever, just like to the shit you've done into the past. Just own up to it. Just be like, I'm better than that now. Don't try and hide it.
Right.
I guess I could be digging my own hole by not doing that, and I forgotten something deeply shitty thing I've done. Mm. But then again, like, we're humans.
Yeah. And I want to say, don't not flip your pancakes. Like, if you're making pancakes and you're just warming the one side of it and then eating one side that has been heated and not the other side, that's dumb.
Who does that?
I don't know. But if you do that, just don't make your pancakes like that.
Also, try them with bacon and ice cream. Not at the same time.
Bacon ice cream.
No.
Cue us out, baby. Here's the outro.
Thanks for tuning in to Nomo Radio. Go follow us on social media at Nomo Radio for the latest news and updates. And remember to follow your host at VX Madsen and Ada.mo. You can find all the episodes on the official website at www.nomoradio.com.